Illinois is a state in the Midwestern region of the United States. It borders Lake Michigan to its northeast, the Mississippi River to its west, and the Wabash and Ohio rivers to its south. Of the 50 U.S. states, Illinois has the fifth largest gross domestic product (GDP), the sixth largest population, and the 25th most land area. Its capital is Springfield. Present-day Illinois was inhabited by indigenous cultures for thousands of years. The French were the first Europeans to arrive, settling near the Mississippi and Illinois River in the 17th century as part of the sprawling colony of New France. Following U.S. independence in 1783, American settlers began arriving from Kentucky via the Ohio River. Illinois was part of the United States' oldest territory, the Northwest Territory, and in 1818 it achieved statehood. The Erie Canal brought increased commercial activity in the Great Lakes, and the invention of the self-scouring steel plow by Illinois' John Deere turned the state's rich prairie into some of the world's most productive and valuable farmland, attracting immigrant farmers from Germany and Sweden. In the mid-19th century, the Illinois and Michigan Canal and a sprawling railroad network facilitated trade, commerce, and settlement, making the state a transportation hub for the nation. By 1900, the growth of industrial jobs in the northern cities and coal mining in the central and southern areas attracted immigrants from Eastern and Southern Europe. Illinois became one of America's most industrialized states and remains a major manufacturing center. The Great Migration from the South established a large black community, particularly in Chicago, which became a leading cultural, economic, and population center. Its metropolitan area, and formerly referred to as Chicagoland, holds about 65% of the state's 12.8 million residents. Two World Heritage Sites are in Illinois: the ancient Cahokia Mounds, and part of the Wright Architecture Site. Major centers of learning include the University of Chicago, University of Illinois, and Northwestern University. A wide variety of protected areas seek to conserve Illinois' natural and cultural resources. 3 U.S. presidents have been elected while residents of Illinois: Abraham Lincoln, Ulysses S. Grant, and Barack Obama. Additionally, Ronald Reagan was born and raised in the state. Illinois honors Lincoln with its official state slogan, Land of Lincoln. The state is the site of the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum in Springfield and the future home of the Barack Obama Presidential Center in Chicago. Illinois has a highly diverse economy, with the global city of Chicago in the northeast, major industrial and agricultural hubs in the north and center, and natural resources such as coal, timber, and petroleum in the south. Owing to its central location and favorable geography, the state is a major transportation hub. The Port of Chicago has access to the Atlantic Ocean through the Great Lakes and St. Lawrence Seaway and to the Gulf of Mexico from the Mississippi River via the Illinois Waterway. Chicago has been the nation's railroad hub since the 1860s, and its O'Hare International Airport has been among the world's busiest airports for decades. Illinois has long been considered a microcosm of the United States and a bellwether in American culture, exemplified by the phrase, "Will it play in Peoria?" The northern cardinal is a songbird with a long tail, thick bill, and prominent crest. Male cardinals are bright red with a black face and reddish bill, while females are brown with red accents and a sharp crest. Northern cardinals are found in the eastern half of the United States and most of Mexico. They are easy to attract to yards with feeders and can be found in inhabited areas like parks, woodlots, and backyards. Viola odorata is a species of flowering plant in the family Violaceae, native to Europe and Asia. This small hardy herbaceous perennial is commonly known as wood violet, sweet violet, English violet, common violet, florist's violet, or garden violet. It has been introduced into the Americas and Australia. The white oak Quercus alba is a long-lived, deciduous tree native to eastern and central North America. It is the national tree of the United States and is a member of the beech and oak family. White oak is a keystone species that supports more wildlife than any other plant in the forest. It provides food and shelter for a variety of animals, and its leaves help to decompose and enrich the soil. White oak is also a commercially important timber oak. There are 102 counties in Illinois. The most populous of these is Cook County, the second most populous county in the United States, and the home of Chicago. While the least populous is Hardin County, the largest by land area is McLean County, while the smallest is Putnam County. Illinois' FIPS state code is 17 and its postal abbreviation is IL. What is now Illinois was claimed as part of Illinois County, Virginia, between 1778 and 1782. Modern day county formation dates to 1790, when the area was part of the Northwest Territory. Two counties, St. Clair and Knox, were created at that time. Knox would later become a county in Indiana, and is unrelated to the current Knox County in Illinois, while St. Clair would become the oldest county in Illinois. 15 counties had been created by the time Illinois achieved statehood in 1818. The last county, Ford County, was created in 1859. Cook County, established in 1831 and named for the early Illinois Attorney General Daniel Pope Cook, contained the absolute majority of the state's population in the first half of the 20th century and retains more than 40% of it as of the 2020 census. Most counties in Illinois were named after early American leaders, especially of the American Revolutionary War, as well as soldiers from the Battle of Tippecanoe and the War of 1812. Some are named after natural features or counties in other states. Some are named for early Illinois leaders. 2 counties are named for Native American tribes, and one bears the name of a plant used as a food source by Native Americans. While it does have a Lincoln City, Illinois does not have a county named after its favorite son, Abraham Lincoln. It does, however, have a Douglas County founded 1859, named after his political rival, Stephen A. Douglas. It also has Calhoun County, founded 1825, named after John C. Calhoun, outspoken for his pro-slavery and pro-Southern views in the years preceding the American Civil War. Several of the counties are named after Southerners, reflecting the fact that Illinois was for a short time part of Virginia, and settled in its early years by many Southerners. No counties are named after heroes of the Civil War, mainly because the counties were all named before that war. The state does have a Lee County, founded 1839, named after Henry Lee III, the father of Robert E. Lee, who at one time served in Illinois. Illinois also has 2 counties named after the same person: New York Governor DeWitt Clinton, DeWitt County, and Clinton County. Top 10 largest cities in Illinois. Number 10, Waukegan, Illinois. Waukegan is an industrial suburb located 36 miles, 58 kilometers north of Chicago. It is the most populous city and county seat of Lake County, Illinois, United States. As of the 2020 census, its population was 89,321, making it the 7th most populous city within the Chicago metropolitan area and the 10th most populous city in Illinois. And like nearby wealthy North Shore suburbs, Waukegan has long been classified by the Illinois state government as overall socioeconomically distressed, despite having some middle-class inhabitants. Number 9, Champaign, Illinois. Champaign is a city in Champaign County, Illinois, United States. The population was 88,302 at the 2020 census. It is the 10th most populous municipality in Illinois and the 4th most populous city in the state outside the Chicago metropolitan area. It is a principal city of the Champaign-Urbana metropolitan area, which had 236,000 residents in 2020. Champaign shares the main campus of the University of Illinois with its twin city of Urbana, and is also home to Parkland College, which gives the city a large student population during the academic year. Due to the university and a number of technology startup companies, it is often referred to as a hub of the Illinois Silicon Prairie. Champaign houses offices for the Fortune 500 companies Abbott, Archer Daniels Midland ADM, Caterpillar, John Deere, Dow Chemical Company, IBM, and State Farm. Champaign also serves as the headquarters for several companies, including Jimmy John's. Number 8, Peoria, Illinois. Peoria is a city and county seat of Peoria County, Illinois, United States. Located on the Illinois River, the city had a population of 113,150 as of the 2020 census. making it the 8th most populous city in Illinois. It is the principal city of the Peoria metropolitan area in central Illinois, consisting of the counties of Fulton, Marshall, Peoria, Stark, Tazewell, and Woodford, which had a population of 402,391 in 2020. Established in 1691 by the French explorer Henri de Tonty, Peoria is the oldest permanent European settlement in Illinois according to the Illinois State Archaeological Survey, known as Fort Clark. It received its current name when the County of Peoria was organized in 1825. The city was named after the Peoria people, a member of the Illinois Confederation. On October 16, 1854, Abraham Lincoln made his Peoria speech against the Kansas-Nebraska Act. Prior to Prohibition, Peoria was the center of the whiskey industry in the United States. More than 12 distilleries operated in Peoria by the end of the 19th century, more than any other city in the U.S. A major port on the Illinois River, Peoria is a trading and shipping center for a large agricultural area that produces corn, soybeans, and livestock. Although the economy is well diversified, the city's traditional manufacturing industries remain important and produce earth-moving equipment, metal products, lawn care equipment, labels, steel towers, farm equipment, building materials, steel, wire, and chemicals. Until 2018, Peoria was the global and national headquarters for heavy equipment and engine manufacturer Caterpillar Inc., one of the 30 companies composing the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and listed on the Fortune 100. In the latter year, the company relocated its headquarters to Deerfield, Illinois. The city is associated with the phrase "will it play in Peoria," which may have originated from the vaudeville era, and is often spuriously attributed to Groucho Marx. Museums in the city include the Pettingill Morin House, the John C. Flanagan House, and the Peoria Riverfront Museum. Number 7. Springfield, Illinois. Springfield is the capital city of the U.S. state of Illinois, and the seat of Sangamon County. The city's population was 114,394 at the 2020 census, which makes it the state's 7th most populous city, the second most populous outside of the Chicago metropolitan area after Rockford, and the most populous in central Illinois, approximately 208,000 residents live in the Springfield metropolitan area, which consists of all of Sangamon and Menard counties. Springfield lies in a plain near the Sangamon River north of Lake Springfield. The city is on historic Route 66. Springfield was settled by European Americans in the late 1810s, around the time Illinois became a state. The most famous historic resident was Abraham Lincoln, who lived in Springfield from 1837 until 1861. Upon becoming President of the United States, major tourist attractions include multiple sites connected with Lincoln, including the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum, Lincoln Home, Old State Capitol, Lincoln Herndon Law Offices, and the Lincoln Tomb, largely on the efforts of Lincoln and other area lawmakers, as well as its central location. Springfield was made the state capital in 1839. As the state capital, the government of Illinois is based in Springfield. Springfield's economy is dominated by government agencies and adjacent firms that work with state and county governments. In addition to healthcare and medicine, state government institutions include the Illinois General Assembly, the Illinois Supreme Court, and the Office of the Governor of Illinois. The University of Illinois Springfield has its campus near Lake Springfield. Weather is fairly typical for middle-latitude locations, with 4 distinct seasons. The city has a mayor-council form of government and governs the Capital Township. Public schools in Springfield are operated by District No. 186. Number 6. Elgin, Illinois. Elgin is a city in Cook and Kane counties in the U.S. state of Illinois. It is located 35 miles 56 kilometers northwest of Chicago along the Fox River. As of the 2020 census, the city had a population of 114,797, making it the 6th most populous city in the state. Number 5. Rockford, Illinois. Rockford is a city in Winnebago County, Illinois, United States, located in far northern Illinois on the banks of the Rock River. Rockford is the county seat of Winnebago County, with a small portion of the city located in Ogle County. The population was 148,655 at the 2020 census, making Rockford the fifth most populous city in Illinois, as well as the state's most populous city outside of the Chicago metropolitan area. It anchors the Rockford metropolitan area, which had 338,798 residents in 2020. Settled in the mid-1830s as Midway due to its location roughly equidistant between Lake Michigan and the Mississippi River. Rockford became strategic for industrial development. During the second half of the 19th century, it became notable for its production of heavy machinery, hardware, and tools. At the beginning of the 20th century, the city was the second leading center of furniture manufacturing in the U.S. During the second half of the 20th century, Rockford struggled alongside many Rust Belt cities to maintain its previous industrial presence. Since the late 1990s, efforts in economic diversification have led to the growth of automotive, aerospace, and healthcare industries, as well as the undertaking of various tourism and downtown revitalization efforts. Nicknamed the Forest City for its heavily forested residential neighborhoods during the 20th century, Rockford is known for various venues of cultural or historical significance, including Anderson Japanese Gardens, Clem Arboretum, Tinker Swiss Cottage, the BMO Harris Bank Center, the Coronado Theater, the Lauren House, and the Berkey Museum of Natural History. Its contributions to music are noted in the Mendelssohn Club, the oldest music club in the U.S., and performers such as Cheap Trick and Phantom Regiment Drum and Bugle Corps. Number for Naperville, Illinois. Naperville is a city in DuPage and Will counties in the U.S. state of Illinois. It is a southwestern suburb of Chicago located 28 miles 45 kilometers west of the city on the DuPage River. As of the 2020 census, its population was 149,540, making it the state's fourth most populous city. Naperville was founded in 1831 by Joseph Naper. The city was established by the banks of the DuPage River and was originally known as Naper's Settlement. By 1832, over 100 residents lived in Naper's Settlement. In 1839, after DuPage County was split from Cook County, Naperville became the county seat, which it remained until 1868. Beginning in the 1960s, Naperville experienced a significant population increase as a result of Chicago's urban sprawl. Naperville is home to Moser Tower and Millennium Carillon, one of the world's four largest carillons. It is also home to an extensive parks and forest preserve network, including Centennial Beach. The city has two school districts, 203 and 204. Naperville's largest employers, Edward Hospital with 4,500 employees. Naperville has a train station served by Amtrak and Metra. Number 3. Joliet, Illinois. Joliet is a city in Will and Kendall counties in the U.S. state of Illinois, 35 miles 56 kilometers southwest of Chicago. It is the county seat of Will County. It had a population of 150,362 at the 2020 census, making it the third most populous city in Illinois. Number 2. Aurora, Illinois. Aurora is a city in northeastern Illinois, United States, located primarily in Kane and DuPage counties along the Fox River. It is the second most populous city in Illinois, after Chicago, and the 144th most populous city in the U.S. The population was 180,542 at the 2020 census. Aurora is the largest city in Illinois that is not the county seat of any county that it resides in. Founded within Kane County, Aurora's city limits have expanded into DuPage, Kendall, and Will counties. Once a mid-sized manufacturing city, Aurora has grown since the 1960s into a large city within the Chicago metropolitan area. In 1908, Aurora adopted the nickname City of Lights because in 1881, it was one of the first cities in the United States to implement an all-electric street lighting system. Aurora's historic downtown is centered on Stolp Island. The city is divided into three regions: the West Side, East Side, and Far East Side, and Fox Valley. The Aurora area has some significant architecture, including structures by Frank Lloyd Wright, Ludwig Mies van der Rohe, Bruce Goff, and George Grant Elmsley. Aurora is also home to over 50 Sears catalog homes and 7 Lustron all-steel homes. The Hollywood Casino Aurora, a dockside gaming facility with 53,000 square feet 4,900 square meters and 1,200 gaming positions, is located along the river in downtown Aurora. Number 1. Chicago, Illinois. Chicago is the most populous city in the U.S. state of Illinois, and in the Midwestern United States, with a population of 2,746,388, as of the 2020 census. It is the third most populous city in the United States, after New York City and Los Angeles. As the seat of Cook County, the second most populous county in the U.S., Chicago is the center of the Chicago metropolitan area, often colloquially called Chicagoland, and home to 9.6 million residents. Located on the shore of Lake Michigan, Chicago was incorporated as a city in 1837, near a portage between the Great Lakes and the Mississippi River watershed. It grew rapidly in the mid-19th century. In 1871, the Great Chicago Fire destroyed several square miles and left more than 100,000 homeless, but Chicago's population continued to grow. Chicago made noted contributions to urban planning and architecture, such as the Chicago School, the development of the City Beautiful movement, and the steel-framed skyscraper. Chicago is an international hub for finance, culture, commerce, industry, education, technology, telecommunications, and transportation. It has the largest and most diverse finance derivatives market in the world, generating 20% of all volume in commodities and financial futures alone. O'Hare International Airport is routinely ranked among the world's top 6 busiest airports by passenger traffic, and the region is also the nation's railroad hub. The Chicago area has one of the highest gross domestic products (GDP) of any urban region in the world, generating $689 billion in 2018. Chicago's economy is diverse, with no single industry employing more than 14% of the workforce. Chicago is a major destination for tourism, including visitors to its cultural institutions and Lake Michigan beaches. Chicago's culture has contributed much to the visual arts, literature, film, theater, comedy, especially improvisational comedy, food, dance, and music, particularly jazz, blues, soul, hip-hop, gospel, and electronic dance music, including house music. Chicago is home to the Chicago Symphony Orchestra and the Lyric Opera of Chicago, while the Art Institute of Chicago provides an influential visual arts museum and art school. The Chicago area also hosts the University of Chicago, Northwestern University, and the University of Illinois Chicago, among other institutions of learning. Professional sports in Chicago include all major professional leagues, including 2 Major League Baseball teams,